Welcome, parents, family, friends, Blue Ridge faculty and staff, the class of 2020, and all who may be watching, to our 2020 virtual graduation ceremony. My name is Giovanna Fiore, and I have had the honor of being president of the class of 2020 for the past 2 years. I can confidently tell you all that our class is some of the most unique and brightest students, despite some of our quirks, and will no doubt leave Blue Ridge High School to do amazing things. But before I continue, I would like to thank all of you watching for taking the time to celebrate our class, even though it might not be the most traditional format. These past few months have proven to be some of the most, if not the most, difficult times we have faced together in our high school career. I know myself and many others could have never predicted our senior year would be cut so short, missing out on so many memories that can never be replaced. In the face of these conflicts, however, I would like to thank the Blue Ridge family, faculty and staff, the school board, on behalf of my class. Your dedication to the class of 2020 in Blue Ridge School District is beyond what words can convey. From the first notice of the 2-week closure to the day we learned school had been canceled, you have done everything in your abilities to make us feel truly appreciated and kept us learning, and we are wholeheartedly thankful. I would like to end with one final word of advice for the class of 2020. Even though you may associate these final months of high school with some bad memories, it is truly about how we leave these difficult times. Despite the challenges you have faced, you handled them gracefully, adapted to change, and emerged stronger than before. Thank you again for joining us and celebrating the Blue Ridge class of 2020.
I would like to welcome everyone to today's class of 2020 graduation ceremony. I would like to acknowledge our school board for their continued support to our school district, our high school administration, faculty, especially Mrs. Webster, Mrs. Davenport, Byron Sands, our school photographer, Mr. LaRusso, and Mrs. Tench for their work to develop a virtual graduation for our seniors. I would also like to thank our maintenance staff for making all the preparations and preparing our school campus for seniors and families to visit the school, and also for this evening's virtual program. Class of 2020, thank you for the opportunity to be a part of your special day. And with that, we have all dealt with over the last 3 months. Your graduation day will be one I know I will never forget. Today is about our graduates, but is also a special day for the parents, guardians, and close family and friends of this graduating class. We all know the sacrifices parents and families make so their child can reach milestones in life. And with that, I would like to congratulate the parents of these students on stage for all the love and support you have provided them throughout their school careers. Class of 2020, let's give your parents, guardians, and family members a round of applause. As I begin to prepare my remarks for today, I took some time to reflect on this year's senior class. The seniors before us today were in kindergarten when I became their elementary principal. It is really neat to have the opportunity to see them at ages 5, 6, 7, and 8, and then watch how they've grown into the seniors we see before us today. During the 4 years these students have gone throughout our high school, they have been leaders to underclassmen, have been very charitable, have achieved high academic standards on SAT and AP exams, have been key members to our band, chorus, art, and drama programs, have led our athletic teams to championship seasons, and many individuals have been recognized as league all-stars in all region. I could go on, but as you can see with what I have shared, this graduating class has represented Blue Ridge at a very high level in many ways over the past 4 years. As I move on from sharing about the time I've gotten to know all of you and highlighting a few of your achievements, I want to share a message with you that I feel is important as you move on to the next chapter in your life. First, each of you will be heading off in different directions, 4- or 2-year college path, trade school, military, or workforce. But I ask that each of you, no matter your career path, take action to just treat people in a kind and caring way, and don't let others' negative actions drive you into a negative direction. As I took the time to prepare my remarks for today and what message I wanted to share with you, it was harder than expected as we are all facing a once-in-a-lifetime pandemic. I really hope it's a once-in-a-lifetime for all of us here today. I wanted to find the right message, and in doing so, I came across a quote from Albert Einstein that stated, "I fear the day that technology will surpass human interaction. The world will have a generation of idiots." I'm afraid to say I think we are well on our way with this statement, and over the last 3 months, it has become a reality. I don't want to downplay the importance of technology. Technology is essential for all of us to function on a daily basis, and in many ways is an essential tool to help lead us through the coronavirus pandemic. But I do want to bring attention to the importance of human interaction. Human interaction is what built civilization and created history. According to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, humans need love and a sense of belonging right after the need for personal safety. This shows how important human interaction is for humans to survive. As we all have been in lockdown for almost 3 months, we all have desperately desired the chance to return to our daily human interactions. For our seniors, I ask, as you move on to the next stage in your life and into a world that is rapidly changing with technology, to not forget the importance of human interaction, talking to someone face to face, watching someone smile, hearing someone laugh, and not through a tight LOL. As I conclude, I always like to share something that I have shared in the past to graduates, and that is, as a former Blue Ridge graduate, I can assure you that throughout the last 25 years since I graduated, I have faced many challenges life can throw at you. But I was presented to handle each challenge thrown my way because I was fortunate to be raised and educated here in the Blue Ridge community. With that, I would ask each of you to take advantage of every opportunity that comes your way. But while doing so, take the time and find a way to give back to whatever community you become a part of. Over the past 3 months, we have really seen the impact giving back can support many in need. To simply say it, don't always be a taker in life. Take the time to be giver in life too. As boxing legend Muhammad Ali once stated, service to others is the rent you pay for your room here on earth. Good luck, and I wish you the best with your next adventure in life. Have a safe summer and enjoy the memories of today with your family and friends. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to introduce Gia Fiore, 2020 Senior Class President, and Connor Mills, incoming 2021 Senior Class President, to conduct the presentation of the Mantle ceremony.
As your class follows ours into the senior year, you must seek truth, which leads to the understanding you need for a useful life. Be loyal to your class, your school, and your community. Their return of loyalty will surely enrich your life. Be responsible for your own actions so that those younger may see your example and be themselves influenced towards responsibility. Above all, practice service to your family, community, school, and church. It is through service that we reach towards the highest ideals of humanity. We freely offer this mantle to you and hope that you will accept.
I am accepting this mantle on behalf of all the members of my class. In doing so, I understand that the charge you have given to us is a very exacting one. It is my hope that we will be able to pass this on to the succeeding class, knowing that we have lived up to the obligation which it represents. On behalf of my class, I offer congratulations to your class, along with our hope for happy and successful lives.
Well, this isn't what we expected. Starting freshman year, there were so many privileges that we were excited for as seniors, from getting to leave for lunch early to our senior trip, the last game, the last show, the last prom, or maybe even our first, the last day of high school. We were all looking forward to this year to make the most of it, and this just isn't what we had in mind. As much as that may hurt, we can say that we learned something. We learned that all of these events that we were anticipating aren't what makes us seniors. It's the time that we spend with our friends, our relationships with our family, teachers, coaches. It's our passions and hobbies, our breakups and makeups, and our commitment to our futures that makes us who we are. We are still going to be graduates, and we are more than capable of making the best out of this time that completely changed our expectations. We also learned that we can't live relying on these expectations to make us happy. We still have so many great memories from the time that we did share in school. From our first day to our unexpected last day, the connections that we made with each other will last us a lifetime, and that can motivate us to keep going, even through this. I would like to genuinely thank all of the teachers, faculty, and staff for helping me along the way. I would not be standing here today if it weren't for you. You've all been there to answer my questions, to help me understand, and even to listen to my frustrations when things get difficult. You've all pushed me to my greatest potential in education. The dedication that all of the adults have here at Blue Ridge to their students is outstanding, and I feel lucky to be graduating at the hands of such caring, honest, and inspiring people. I would also like to thank every single student in the class of 2020. With such a small class, we have created close relationships, some crazy memories, and an environment that feels like a family coming to school every day. I made it here because of you, too. All of the laughs that we shared, all the class debates, all of the tests that we were nervous for, all the exciting last days before break, and all of the assignments that we helped each other do, even if they were last minute. You are what got me through, even on the days when I didn't think that I could, and I'm truly going to miss getting to see you all every day. But whenever I look back on these memories, I can't help but smile. I'm so proud of everyone's achievements that brought them here, and I can't wait to see how much more we accomplish as individuals in the future. Even though opportunities were taken from us, we know to take every opportunity that comes our way from now on. We will come out of this unprecedented time better, stronger, and more prepared than we ever were before. Remember, we are still graduates, and nothing can take that from us. We might not get to make all of the memories that we envision, but one thing is for sure. We, the class of 2020, will be remembered. Thank you.
With high school comes a multitude of memories, some far more pleasant than others. Graduates, what are some of the things you'll never forget? Maybe it's your first varsity goal, your last homecoming, or promoting the Free Walter campaign. Maybe the snow day that saved you from the test you didn't study for, or your best or worst speech in public speaking. I don't have much experience with speeches, but when I do very occasionally write one, I often look for a source of inspiration before beginning. Throughout the past month, I've Googled, read, and even dug through my old essays searching for the perfect topic. Apparently I was feeling desperate, or maybe I was just procrastinating, because I ended up digging through my box of middle school keepsakes. I managed to dig up a project from 7th grade that included my favorite quote at the time. The end of it stated, "You can't have a rainbow without a little rain." And as cliche as the quote is, it got me to start writing. It is no doubt that our lives have been altered significantly over the last few months. We've been hit with challenges in every way, shape, and form, but like the quote says, you can't have a rainbow without a little rain. Despite all the hardships this time has brought upon us, it has also worked to bring out the best in us. From the years I have spent with my class and growing up in this community, I can confidently say that this unique situation has allowed us to put actions to the attributes we already had instilled within us. Take the class's sense of service into consideration. Remember when the members of our National Honor Society joined with the Pennsylvania Environmental Council to clean the tire dump site? I know you do, because how could you forget the smell we brought home after? Days like these made our character evident, but never in quite the same way the pandemic has. The members of our community have always had these traits, but the pandemic has allowed us to put them to use. Many of us served as essential workers, putting our own health at risk to serve our neighbors. Others aided behind the scenes in ways such as providing seniors with sources of encouragement. In this time of immense demand for protection equipment, many took it upon themselves to make masks by hand for those in need. Our unique situation demanded new forms of service, and we rose to face the challenge. In doing so, our community has been united in a way like never before. Each of us have gained a new sense of selflessness, taking precautions not necessarily for our own good, but to protect others. Community members have continued to provide immense amounts of encouragement for others as their special events are canceled and lives are flipped upside down. Whether it was through cards, gift baskets, or simply social media posts, the amount of positivity continuing to be spread has been nothing short of incredible. Through this, we have obtained an expanding sense of appreciation that we will carry with us throughout the rest of our lives. We've been pushed to realize just how much there is to be thankful for in our everyday normal. We had our sports seasons, prom, senior trip, and even a traditional graduation ripped away from us. But now we, and the students following us, will never look at any of these events quite the same. We've been reminded just how precious our daily lives are, and with that, we're even more prepared to take on the world after graduation. Whether heading into the workforce or off to higher education, each of us recognize how much our parents and teachers have done to get us here today, and we cannot thank you enough for that. I know I would like to specifically thank my family, especially my mom, who proofread my speech time after time until I finally decided it was just right. On top of that, we are so grateful to have a graduation in any way, shape, or form during this time. We truly appreciate our school board for everything they did to make this possible. Truth is, I'd be here all night if I thanked each person who played a significant role in helping me to get here today. And then you'd really be thankful for the fast forward button. Though the pandemic has impacted our lives as graduates, it does not define us. There was so much more to our school years than this. We have spent 13 long years working to be where we are today, and we won't allow a few months of hardships beyond our control to strip us of that. We have learned lessons through teachers who will leave impacts on us forever, because I think we can all agree that we're stuck talking to the text now, whether we want to or not. These teachers, however, are sending us off with more than just educational skills. They have demonstrated genuine kindness in every way they could, showing us how much they truly care. Our class advisor, Mrs. Davenport, has been a prominent example of this as I have worked closely with her over the past few years. She has done everything in her power to make our years in high school great and our send-off even better. We are so thankful for that. Though we may not have had the privilege of a traditional graduation, we have so much more that we will still take with us. We've traveled to Washington, D.C., Florida, and places that felt like the absolute middle of nowhere, for geocaching, of course. We performed concerts, overate AP test snacks, won field days, blew child play bubbles at inappropriate times, and met some of our best friends. We joined clubs, found role models, and ultimately discovered ourselves. I personally was able to discover the significant role of running and music would play in my life. And I know I would not have had that privilege without having Mr. Nebbs and Mr. LaRusso by my side throughout my middle and high school years, so thank you both. As a class, we have grown together, both physically and mentally. We worked as a class to get here today, the graduating class of 2020. Corona can never take these things away from us. We had the privilege of enjoying years of education in this school. We will not let the occurrences during three mere months pull us down. We are still set on our paths to success, and we will not stop. The storm may have come, but we will not allow it to block our sunshine. Though we cannot control our circumstances, we can certainly control how we handle them, and I believe it is safe to say we have worked to make the best of everything. We accepted our situation and used the opportunity to serve, unite, and appreciate. We know how far we have come, and we use the time to reflect and act rather than mourn. We took the storm and created the rainbow, but above all, we learned to dance in the rain.
To the school board, administration, faculty, Blue Ridge community, and most importantly, the class of 2020, it is a profound honor that I am addressing you today. When I thought about my high school graduation, I think I could tell you what the speaker looked like, but for the life of me, I couldn't tell you what he spoke about. So I promise today I will keep this short. My speech was much longer, but it needed a live audience to be more effective. I miss the fact that you are not with me. I miss the fact your family and friends are not with me. And most importantly, I miss the standing ovation I know you would have given me as I approached the stage. Class of 2020. Where do I begin talking about the class of 2020? Let's start from the beginning and some of the challenges you faced along the way. First, in the beginning of your elementary career, you were faced with a change in curriculum called Common Core. This curriculum is not like anything that we've dealt with in the past. It has a different way of thinking, it has a different way of teaching, it has a different way of learning. This was difficult because for you, the bar has now been set higher than it has been in the past. Then you faced standardized testing. It wasn't just one or two tests along your academic career. It was many tests. You were looked at from a statistical perspective. You were analyzed from a benchmark. You were compared against other students in school districts in this Commonwealth, and then compared against other students across this nation. If your score was not good enough, we added reviews to your schedule to help you increase your score. For some of you, we asked you to take these standardized tests multiple times. And for some of you, the AP courses with rigorous content and a rigorous test at its completion. Then, when you were coming down the home stretch of your high school career, a career that you have worked so hard at for many years, a pandemic develops across the globe. The normal academic school year is going along nicely. Next thing you know, on the 13th of March, not realizing it as we left, would be our last day of school together. This hurts in so many ways. Those of you who are excelling academically and looking forward to the information to come are now upset by this abrupt stop. Those of you looking forward to your final athletic season in track, baseball, and softball are let down because your season never happens. All your work in the off season seems wasted. Your final band and choral concerts are never heard. Let's not forget about all the special events that were about to take place at the end of the school year. Events such as prom. All those hours getting down with your bad self in your bedroom with the dance moves you were going to pull out prom night now seem lost. And of course, graduation and all the celebrations that follow graduation are altered. So when you look back at your journey through your elementary, middle school, and high school career, if you had the opportunity to look life in the eye, I would venture to say you would ask life, what is the deal? Look at everything you put me through. Why don't you stop by the house later and kick my dog while you're at it? At this point, we can't dwell. When you think about it, you had a lot of great academic accomplishments. All those challenges that the Commonwealth, your administrators, and teachers presented to you, you got through them. There were athletic accomplishments for many of you, such as breaking records, exceeding a personal best, defeating teams that were thought to be better than you, district medals, and getting well into the state playoffs. Accomplishments in your personal lives, dealing with family situations, many dealing with the loss of someone close to you. Other accomplishments, such as certain life lessons, have been learned, like how to properly dispose of fireworks after they've gone off. You see, you, the class of 2020, are quite an exception. You are different than the others. Why? It goes back to that word I used earlier, challenge. Whether you see it or not, you have been challenged in more ways than any class before you. You have been challenged academically, athletically, socially, and have been challenged on how to overcome a huge loss. The loss being the experience of a true end to your high school career. For the rest of your life, knowing you have been challenged more than any other class before you must not be forgotten. What I mean is often many people faced with challenge will cower away from it. In some cases, you can't blame them. We're humans. At times, we like to become like water. We like to take the path of least resistance. But in most cases, if not all cases, that doesn't solve the problems. You need to realize this when faced with challenges that your future may hold. You can overcome those challenges. Look at what I said before. When I started the speech, I didn't mention all those events such as changing curriculum, standardized testing, AP classes, to bring a negative tone to the speech, or to talk about those events in a negative manner. I spoke of those events to remind you how much you have been challenged in the last 13 years, and to remind you that you have faced those challenges and have succeeded. Think about it for a second. You wouldn't be here today with a Blue Ridge diploma in hand if you failed at all the challenges I mentioned. You must realize this going forward. I look back at some of the challenges that I have faced in my life. There have been many, and I'm sure many to come. All of us around my age and older will agree. When I look back at a couple major challenges I faced and have overcome, While facing these challenges, I've said to myself, if someone told me what I was getting into, I never would have done this. If you haven't, you will someday make that statement. Know that sometimes just flying blind into a situation proves to ourselves how strong we can be to overcome a challenge. When I graduated high school many years ago, my goal was to obtain a 2-year or associate's degree. I felt if I enrolled into a 4-year program, I didn't think I was mature enough and had discipline enough to be successful at it. I really was not one for academics, so I thought. When I started my program, I started to really enjoy learning. It was different than high school. As I continued my journey, I found myself wanting to learn more. In just a short period of time, my 2-year program was coming to an end. I wasn't completely satisfied with what I had learned. I wanted to learn more. I also wasn't completely satisfied with the decision that I had made with the major I chose. Although it was the best stepping stone for me post-high school, I felt it wasn't for me. I enjoyed that time in my life and the people I had met, but I wanted to carry on academically. So I took the credits that I earned in my 2-year program and enrolled into a 4-year program. I wanted to continue and follow an interest that I have always had in the earth sciences. I was accepted, I got everything together, and I continued into a 4-year program to earn a bachelor's degree. In late October of my first semester of what was now my junior year of college, and first of the new program, I was sitting in a chemistry review class that was held every Thursday afternoon. It was a time the professor offered to those who felt they needed extra help. Chemistry was never my strongest subject. Now I'm taking chemistry at the collegiate level, and I'm struggling with the information and the challenges that were presented to us. I was working very hard at it. It was a particularly warm autumn season that year, and the fall foliage was hanging on the trees longer than normal. I remember sitting in that review session, not 100% understanding what the professor was teaching and reviewing. I was confused and afraid to stop the professor and have him explain something again. And I remember looking out the window at the beautiful fall foliage and saying to myself, if someone told me that it was going to be like this, then I never would have enrolled to continue for a 4-year degree. What am I doing here? But I did enroll, and I was determined to succeed. Days passed, weeks passed. As I continued my journey, I was challenged. At times I struggled, and at times I failed. But in the end, I succeeded and overcame the challenges. The next semester came, and I was challenged even more. I struggled. At times I failed. The failures became less, and in the end, I succeeded. Just like you, I accepted the challenges, I didn't give up, and I moved forward. Many of you know that I'm a volunteer firefighter. Many of you may not realize that I'm a nationally certified firefighter. After 9/11, the federal government developed a plan for the volunteer firefighters to be trained at the same level as the paid professional firefighters. In order to achieve this certification, there are 2 levels, Firefighter 1 and Firefighter 2. A good friend of mine talked me into enrolling into the program with him. Reluctant, I agreed to enroll. We started off with 34 students in the class. Challenged, I can't even begin to describe what we faced. I thought because we were volunteers, the instructors would go a little easier on us. I was mistaken. During the class, more than once, the statement I made earlier came into my head. If someone told me that it was going to be like this, then I never would have enrolled. But I did enroll, and I was determined to succeed. At the end of the Firefighter 2 class, there were 9 of us that passed from the original 34 that started. At times I struggled. At times I failed. The failures became less, and in the end, I succeeded. Just like you, I accepted the challenges, I didn't give up, and I moved forward. At this point, you may be saying to yourself, this is a great speech, Mr. Mazikwich, for the students that are going to continue their education for another 2 or 4 years at a college or university. You missed my point with my second personal example. Yes, my college experience led to a white-collar job and education. My second personal experience was very much blue-collar. For those of you going to earn a degree or certification in a trade, I am grateful. We need you now more than ever. Our society, especially our local community, has a high population of cosmetologists, heavy equipment operators, building contractors, plumbers, electricians, HVAC technicians, auto and diesel mechanics, and other trades I have failed to mention, over the age of 50. The men and women in the previously mentioned trades are looking to pass their talents down to the younger generations. These men and women want to pass their talents on so you, the younger generation, can be successful in your trade and overcome the changes you will face in the future. At this point, you may be asking yourself, how do I accept and overcome these challenges I will face in my future? I have good news. You will never have to face challenge alone. That's what your family is for, your friends, colleagues that you have yet to meet, possibly even the goodwill of a perfect stranger. Utilize all your resources, and I assure you, you will overcome any challenge. In closing, I can tell you it will not be easy. Find a partner that can help you with life. Respect everyone. Know that life is not fair. Know you will be challenged and you will fail often. But you are the class of 2020. You have been accepting challenge for the last 13 years and will continue to do so with success. For everything that you have overcome and have accomplished up to this point in your life, I say to you, the Blue Ridge class of 2020, job well done. Now go out and make your mark on this world.
My name is Jessica Wright, and I'm the school board president, and I am honored to be able to address you today. Before I begin talking to you, class of 2020, I want to take just a moment to thank your parents, your families, your janitors and cafeteria workers, your office staff, your classroom support staff, your teachers, your administration, your coaches, your directors, your community members, and every other person who has helped mold you into the adults that you are today. And then I want to thank you for breaking that mold. Thank you for stepping out into this world and making it all your own. You have done what no one has ever done before, with grace, with dignity, with patience, and with the heart of a Blue Ridge Raider. Your class is cutting edge, adapting to our ever-changing community circumstances with new ideas that have been presented with poise and maturity. You looked at dates for your end of the year ceremonies and graduation and said, as much as possible, you want to have these ceremonies where every one of your classmates could attend, because that is what is important. Your class and its officers have looked beyond your own self and embraced one another with the mentality that you are all in this together. I am eternally proud of all that you have already accomplished and what you still have ahead of you in the future. Looking back on this year and your accomplishments, you guys are simply amazing. You have a class full of amazing writers, athletes, scholars, musicians, and artists that will become our next wave of professionals. And you are fearless. You have done what some would have thought impossible with remote learning these past few weeks. You completed the last steps of your senior year with a path that was only lighted by your own fierce spirits. Never looking back, moving forward together through the darkness of these unknown times. Your vision, your 2020 vision, has pushed you to this momentous day, and we have been so fortunate to watch you learn and grow. This vision will follow you forever into your future endeavors. The jobs that you will create because of this vision are continuing to break the mold that was once set for you. Maya Angelou said, "The horizon leans forward, offering you space to place new steps of change." So I challenge you to step courageously beyond expectations with your 2020 vision, with a clear view of what you have had behind you that has helped you get this far. Looking back, I hope you remember with fondness your classmates and all of their laughter and light. And then I hope you look towards the future with determination and purpose, that you walk into that space that is given to you and create an even better and brighter world with all that you have learned while being here at Blue Ridge. that you take your experiences and accomplishments and build an even bigger and better future than what anyone has ever dreamed before. Class of 2020, on behalf of the Blue Ridge School Board and its many community members, we wish you the best of luck in your dreams and hopes for the future. We are so excited to see what you will do, and what you will create, and what you will become from your time here spent with us. We will always be here to support you, now and forever. You are Raiders for life, and your life is just beginning. Take care of yourself and others. Nothing can stop you from the amazing things that you will do. Thank you.
Eli Aldrich.
After graduation, I plan to join the Navy. I'd like to thank my friends, family, coaches.
Ainsley Allen.
After graduation, I plan to attend college. I'd like to thank rock and roll.
Bailey Allen.
After graduation, I plan to attend the Elk Lake LPN program, and I'd like to thank my parents, teachers, friends, and family.
Seth Anderson.
After graduation, I plan to attend the University of Scranton and major in computer science. I'd like to thank my family for everything.
Tori Auckland.
After graduation, I plan to attend Cairn University to study early childhood education and plan on using my major to be a missionary overseas. I would like to thank my family and my teachers for helping me throughout.
Christy Baldwin.
After graduation, I plan to go to trade school. I'd like to thank my mom, Donna and Dwayne Conklin, Coach Joe Collins, Mr. Summers, Mr. Button, and fans that supported me at every game.
Brandon Barkis.
After graduation, I plan to continue working at Melford Hardware and possibly look into a trade school. I'd like to thank my teachers, my friends, and my family.
Nathan Barton. Benjamin Bleck.
After graduation, I plan to attend Liberty University, majoring in civil engineering. I'd like to thank my teachers and my parents for always supporting me in everything I do.
Caitlin Bowyer.
After graduation, I plan to attend Clemson University to major in biology to eventually become an anesthesiologist. I'd like to thank my teachers for pushing me to do my best every single day, my family and friends for all of their love and encouragement, my brother Chris and his wife Brandy for all of their sacrifices they have made for me and for always supporting me through everything.
Cheyenne Bross.
After graduation, I plan on working in the emergency medical field. I'd like to thank my mom, my dad, and all my teachers for always encouraging me.
Jacob Canute.
After graduation, I plan to attend Ohio Technical College diesel program, and I'd like to thank Mom and Dad.
Mitchell Clinton.
After graduation, I plan to play junior hockey and continue my education in the field of criminal justice and psychology. I'd like to thank Blue Ridge, my friends, and most importantly, my family.
Jack Condon.
After graduation, I plan to attend the University of Montana to major in journalism and hopefully find a career in the environmental journalism field. I'd like to thank Mr. Nebbs for always pushing me to better myself, and also my teachers for always wanting me to be the best me that I could possibly be.
Aileen Conklin.
After graduation, I plan to attend Roberts Wesleyan College for a biomedical science major and a global studies minor, and then attend medical school at Lake Erie College of Osteopathic Medicine. I'd like to thank my parents and teachers.
Mackenzie Cook.
After graduation, I plan to attend Bloomsburg University to study in health sciences. I'd like to thank my family for always encouraging me, my friends for always being there for me, my teachers and my coaches for always giving me an extra laugh and teaching me all that I know today.
Evan Davies.
After graduation, I plan to work within the gas company, and I'd like to thank my parents, family, friends, and all the teachers that helped throughout high school.
Lucas DeBella.
After I graduate, I plan to figure out my next steps, and I'd like to thank everyone, especially my family.
Joshua Decker.
After graduation, I plan to continue my education in the mechanical field. I'd like to thank my teachers, my parents, and my friends for supporting me along my journey throughout the years.
William Dixon.
After graduation, I plan to work. I'd like to thank everyone who has supported me.
Walter Donahue.
After graduation, I plan to continue my education. I'd like to thank everyone.
Corinne Dunbar.
After graduation, I plan to go into the nursing field. I'd like to thank my parents and teachers for all the support.
Giovanna Fiore.
After graduation, I plan to attend the United States Military Academy Prep School and then the United States Military Academy itself to study international affairs and a foreign language. I'd like to thank my parents, family, and friends for always supporting my goals, my teachers for all of their knowledge, and Mr. Nebbs for his guidance in getting me to where I am today.
Eugene Formosa.
After graduation, I plan to become a union electrician. And I'd like to thank my mom, my dad, all my siblings, and my girlfriend.
Cameron Franks.
After graduation, I plan to attend Keystone College for sports and administration management. I'd like to thank my teachers, my classmates, my friends, Journey, my family members, and last but not least, my parents.
Austin Galusha.
After graduation, I plan to drive truck. I'd like to thank my mom and dad and Mrs. Parsons.
Savannah Glover.
After graduation, I plan to attend Lackawanna College and major in marketing. I'd like to thank my teachers, friends, and family for everything they have done for me.
Liberty Graves.
After graduation, I plan to attend Marywood University. I'd like to thank my family for supporting me and pushing me through everything.
Billy Gurnick.
After graduation, I plan on traveling to Florida and attending a trade school. I'd like to thank everyone who supported me in my journey, and especially my family for helping me.
Clifford Helms III.
After graduation, I plan to get a job nearby and attend an online college. I would like to thank my family and teachers for helping me get to the point where I am now.
Brianna Hendrickson.
After graduation, I plan to become an obedience dog trainer and hopefully attend to college. I would like to thank all my teachers and staff who believed in me and pushed me to strive to succeed and make it where I am today.
Tyler Hillard.
After graduation, I plan to attend Point Park University and major in information technology. I'd like to thank my mom and dad and everyone else who has made this possible.
Aaron Houlihan.
After graduation, I plan to attend Lackawanna College to major in diagnostic medical sonography. I would like to thank my sister and my mom for always supporting me.
Kaylin Hughes.
After graduation, I plan to attend Wilkes University in their honors program as an undeclared/interest in math major. And I'd like to thank all of my family, friends, and faculty that have supported me throughout high school.
Mackenzie Layton.
After graduation, I plan to attend Marywood University in the undeclared major program. I'd like to thank my friends and family for always being there for me, as well as my teachers for always encouraging me to do my best.
Raymond Lindquist.
After graduation, I plan to attend college. I'd like to thank my friends and family for supporting me along the way.
Madison Lord.
After graduation, I plan on attending Marywood to pursue a career in the medical field. I'd like to thank my family, friends, and teachers for supporting me and encouraging me to never give up and pushing me to be the best version of myself.
Elliot McGinley.
After graduation, I plan to go to Penn Tech and learn a trade. I'd like to thank my family, friends, and teachers.
Kyle McGinley.
After graduation, I plan to become an artist. I'd like to thank my family and friends.
Morgan Mansfield.
After graduation, I plan to attend Misericordia University for psychology. I'd like to thank my parents, teachers, friends, and family for always supporting and encouraging me throughout high school.
Damian Manzer.
After graduation, I'm planning to go to work at TC Generators. And I'd like to thank all of my teachers that helped me throughout my years.
Sarah Marble.
After I graduate, I plan to attend Penn State Scranton to obtain my Bachelor's in Science and Nursing degree to become a registered nurse. I'd like to thank my teachers for supporting me along my academic journey and my friends and family for being by my side every step of the way.
Allison Marshman.
After graduation, I plan to go to Penn State Scranton for nursing and to play volleyball. I'd like to thank my mom and my dad for pushing me to my greatest potential and my grandma for influencing me to be a nurse.
Alexia Martell.
After graduation, I plan to possibly go to college for early childhood development. I'd like to thank my mom and my principal for pushing me to finish school and pushing me to do my best and for always helping me and getting me to where I'm at now.
Olivia Martin.
After I graduate, I plan to go to SUNY Broome and major in environmental science. I would like to thank my family, friends, and teachers for all their support through this journey in my life.
Clarissa Millard.
After graduation, I plan to go to college to major in psychology to become a counselor. I'd like to thank my parents and family for always pushing me to do my best and for my friends for making my school year memorable.
Alyssa Monks.
After graduation, I plan on attending the University of Tampa for criminal justice. I'd like to thank my friends and family.
Jordan O'Malley.
After graduation, I plan to go to college, and I'd like to thank my mother.
Garrett Peters.
After graduation, I plan to join the workforce, and I'd like to thank my parents and my family.
Tiffany Quick.
After graduation, I plan to attend college for nursing. I'd like to thank my teachers and family.
Spencer Renwick.
After graduation, I plan to go to Marywood University and study clinical psychology. I'd like to thank my family, friends, and loved ones who have supported me over the years.
Gavin Rosa.
After graduation, I plan to study athletic training in college. I'd like to thank my parents for always pushing me the best that I can be, and also my brother Austin for not only being my big brother, but for being my best friend.
Alyssa Sherwood.
After graduation, I plan to attend Penn State Scranton for nursing while also playing volleyball. I'd like to thank my friends and family for always supporting me.
Tyler Six.
After I graduate, I plan to travel the world and then join the military. I'd like to thank my parents and my dog.
Anthony Smith.
After graduation, I plan to work. I'd like to thank my family and teachers.
Dylan Stone.
After graduation, I plan to move south. I'd like to thank all my teachers as well as my parents for supporting me throughout my entire high school career.
Garrison Stroll.
After graduation, I plan to go to the Air Force and be a mental technician. I'd like to thank my grandmother and both of my brothers.
Madison Swisher.
After graduation, I plan to attend Mansfield University. I'd like to thank my friends and my family and all of my teachers for helping everyone, including me, the most through this really hard time and just making it a really special event.
Renzi Tanzini.
After graduation, I plan to be an accountant. I'd like to thank my friends, family, and teachers.
Bryce Thompson.
After I graduate, I'm going to go to college for music production, just like engineering, stuff like that. And I'd like to thank everybody.
Ashley Torres.
After graduation, I plan to attend Misericordia's Doctor of Physical Therapy program. I'd like to thank my parents, relatives, VR family, and community for always supporting me.
Gabriel Waldowski.
After graduation, I plan to be a successful entrepreneur. I cannot express my gratitude enough to my mother and my father to sticking with me by my side through all of this, and I'd like to give a huge shout out to the boys.
Madison Wellstead.
After graduation, I plan to attend Mansfield University for a degree in psychology to become a mental health counselor. I'd like to thank Mrs. Krause for always supporting me and putting up with me, and all of my teachers for their help.
Clayton Whitney.
After graduation, I plan to attend the University of Scranton. I would like to thank my family and my friends.
Alyssa Williams.
After graduation, I plan to continue my education in the field of sign language to eventually become a sign language interpreter. I would like to thank Brianna Henderson for handing me my diploma, Z for helping me with my music and my singing voice. I'd like to thank Miss Chrissy for being an amazing therapist, my family and friends who helped me be here today.
Before I speak to the senior class of 2020, I'd like to extend a special thank you to IT Director Mike Stewart and business teacher Brian Lewis as they close this chapter at Blue Ridge. We hope you can fulfill all your personal aspirations during your retirement. Thank you for joining us to celebrate these 66 seniors who are about to be accomplished Blue Ridge alumni. We can all continue to say how unfair this is and how this amazing group of young adults' senior year was abruptly cut short and they will never get to experience a normal conclusion to their 13 years in public education. We all agree the class of 2020 was robbed, but we can also step back and reflect upon the positive changes COVID-19 has brought to us all. Seniors, you might be the only class to ever walk across this stage into the arms of the ones who cherish you the most. You might not realize how truly special this is now, but eventually you will, and you will be thankful. The tears, hugs, and love we witnessed over the 5 days of filming these 66 incredible individuals were truly special moments. No, you didn't get to celebrate with your friends in the gym afterwards and eat cookies and drink punch and take pictures. But I can say after experiencing 37 years of life, I would have loved for my family to be on the opposite side of the stage waiting for me. Class of 2020, you are the epitome of change. Most of you were born in 2001 when our country felt the effects of the first mass terrorist attack on U.S. soil. This changed the lives of everyone because it was unexpected. Think about all of the changes you have experienced throughout your 18 years of life. How did they shape and change you? Admiral William McRaven retired from the U.S. Navy after 37 years of service and is credited for the special ops raid that led to the death of Osama bin Laden 10 years after the attack. I'm sure Admiral McRaven endured constant pain and suffering throughout those years, being away from his family and witnessing the loss of many close friends as they fought to protect our country. He didn't give up, though, because he had a mission to complete that would change the world and help restore faith in humanity. He had a goal to be a positive change the U.S. needed and challenged graduating seniors in 2014 to change the lives of 10 people in a speech titled, Make Your Bed. If you aren't familiar with it, please take the time to listen to it. The moral of his speech is to move forward and grow from your experiences in order to make the necessary changes that allow you to complete your mission. Class of 2020, set your mission, surround yourselves with supportive people, and allow yourself to adjust to changes that arise. Do not let fear stop you. Keep faith in yourself and ask your supports for advice when you struggle. There will be many changes you cannot control, but you will always be able to control how you react to those changes. Always keep your goals in sight, take responsibility for your choices and actions, and reflect upon the changes you need to make in order to complete your mission, and you will live a fulfilled life. I'm sad our time together was cut short, but I'm very proud of each and every one of you. Congratulations to the class of 2020.